when they start making football players, these so-called now political heads and everything, dude, we didn't ask you to be.
There's not black like Rachel Dolezal, and then there's not black like Kaepernick or Obama. It's like, no, black. Rachel Dolezal, not so much. But my meter, and this is like based on my own experiences as a Jew growing up in the Midwest. If you are, whatever group enough to be discriminated against because of that, if you're black enough to be, catch hell for being black, or if you're Jewish enough to catch hell for being Jewish, or feminine enough to catch hell for being a woman, then you are 100%. That's just how it is. Yeah. And on that note, talking about 100%, one real quick thing before we get out of here. As we mentioned earlier in the show, Mother Teresa being canonized tomorrow. Big day. I think tomorrow is also like Los Angeles's 271st birthday or something of the city. So a lot of things about Labor Day, a lot of things going on.
A lot is going on.
But I was doing a little research into what it takes to become a saint. Much to the chagrin of many Italian mothers. Are you going to make it? There's still hope. There's still hope, yeah. Because I was going to say, first thing, much to the chagrin of many Italian mothers who are either cavelling about their sons or trying to explain that he couldn't possibly have committed a crime, you do have to be dead to be a saint. So all the living sons, not saints yet, despite what their mothers say. You have to be dead 5 years. This is like getting a postage stamp. Two miracles. One that has to come from someone praying to you, and the other that has to come from that. There's this whole Catholic thing, intercession, like we're basically there's praying to you and then praying for you to ask God for a favor on your behalf. Right. So it's very Don Corleone. I'll do this favor. I will come to you someday, which I guess is ultimately the whole thing. So two miracles, they go through like all the documentation of your life, and this is where I started noticing parallels to the vetting or lack thereof for becoming president of the United States. People are getting all up in arms about people wanting to go through Hillary's emails. The shit that people go through of your life to make sure that you're cool enough to be a saint. It's like, all right, now, and here's where you get into more of the politics. One of the miracles that was allegedly performed by Mother Teresa, a woman, South American woman, who had, finger quotes, a tumor, was healed when she prayed to Mother Teresa, and nuns held a Mother Teresa medallion to her belly. Medical professionals say, that's what's called having a cyst, not cancer.
Right.
And she was also getting medical treatment.
Yes, for the cyst. Yeah. So I think that's where the bullshit of politics come in. Mm-hmm. I think this goes with both candidates, although not selling a false equivalency here, because definitely much more with Trump. But and like we were saying, like Adam was saying about Republicans who were maybe unexpected, like gays or blacks. Yeah. There is a certain amount that you just have to overlook. Like if you want this to happen bad enough, no, it was a tumor. Let's make her a saint. Fuck it, hell yeah. For one of the issues we were talking about before we started the show today, with Trump's visit to Mexico, where the morning edition of the Wall Street Journal had the headline, Trump softened stance on immigration, and then he came to Arizona and gave his hellfire and damnation speech, and the evening edition of the Post, no amnesty, Trump dead set against immigration.
Yeah. Did anybody catch that earlier in the week, that the sort of the information that Trump's modeling agency, that a lot of his models, who were all, Slovenian beauties, were here illegally, and they told these girls, if people just don't say anything, if people start asking you questions, don't say anything, Which makes me think that the extreme vetting that might go on in the future Trump presidency would just basically be like a Playboy quiz. Like, what's the sexiest city in America? You know,
on a
turn-ons
scale,
and
on a scale of
turn-offs.
9 to 10, how much do you love Pretty Woman?
Right. That's the kind of extreme vetting, because at that point the only foreigners will be allowed in will be like super hot girls.
Well, you know, they're taking the swimsuit competitions out of the pagements. They got to put them somewhere.
They got to put them somewhere. It's our new immigration policy.
Fine, I'll vote for Trump. It's like the taco stand thing. We're only going to have hot Eastern
models
European
and taco
immigrants.
trucks on every corners. That sounds like heaven.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
Welcome to L.A. The whole country will be L.A. soon.
Wow. Well, if we can only get the
and
weather
Miami,
with rain.
right? Miami and L.A. Let's just
let's
spread.
Just quick throwing this out there before we see if anyone has to plug anything. First commercial flight from the U.S. to Cuba landed this week. Anyone planning on going to Cuba?
No, because you can't get a hotel room. That's the problem.
Oh, really?
They got plenty of flights, but there's nowhere to stay when you get there. And unless you go to Despair B&B or whatever they've got down there. I mean, that's basically all you can do.
I would go.
I just out of curiosity, and I want to see it while it still has some of its 1950s charm.
I agree, because
like
now that
before it gets all touristy.
crapped
I
out.
agree, yeah. I would love to go see it right
too.
now.
And if and when I do, no, I will not bring cigars back for you.
Yeah.
Couple people I will, because they're cigar buddies, but
You gotta bring one back for Tymon.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, Tymon and I got some buddies who, it's through weird connection, the owner of the cigar store at the Chicago Board of Exchange is a dear friend of mine.
Okay.
And the mutual friend actually got a cigar named after him. Flor Dominicana makes a torpedo called the El Jocko, named after my buddy and former employee, Jock Headblade. So, Jocko and the cigar guys, Tymon, you guys get cigars. Anyone who's like, what a Cuban cigar. No, you're not going to appreciate it. I'm not bringing any back for myself because I don't appreciate them because I don't smoke cigars.
Right.
But I know people who will. There you go. Enough out of me. Just my final thing. Seismic has no show this week because Muse on 8th is closing early for Labor Day. Anyone else have anything to plug, though?
In North Hollywood on September 21st.
Run day of the week?
Wednesday.
Time of the show?
8 o'clock.
Adam Yenser, Federal Block. Hi. 8 o'clock on Wednesday, the
September
21st at the Federal Bar in North Hollywood. Great place. Erika?
I got nothing. I'm finishing my book this weekend, and that'll be published in a year and a half. So everybody hang on to your hats. But what else? What do you got, Tymon?
I have nothing this week.
Well, don't we have a big show coming up? Do we want to plug that?
We do. We're still working out the details.
We're still working on the details, but stay tuned, everybody. Big show.
Save the date.
Stay
September
tuned,
27th.
David's family, because he'll be doing a show.
Yeah, there are people with the last name Robinson who aren't Jewish and related to me. Couple, 2 or 3 here and there.
All right.
But yeah, so right now, let's just say save the date for September 27th, night after the first presidential debate.
There's going to be some
if
big
Trump
doings.
shows up. And with that, Carl, get better. Be back
Feel
next
better,
week.
Carl. We miss you.
And for the Cause Effect, I'm Dr. David Robinson.
This man is
Tymon Shipp.
Erika Schickel.
And Adam Yenser.
And a big thanks to Will Durst for the burst of Durst.
Yeah,
We'll see you next week. Happy Labor Day.
Toodaloo,